Hello, beautiful soul people. I just wanted to come on today and talk to you a little bit about your child self. So, I had a client yesterday, and we were talking a bit about this, and I was telling her about a mindfulness visualization that she could do to connect with her child self. And she wanted to know whether or not I had it done up someplace where she could just follow along. So, I decided to come on here and to do a video today so that she could actually access it and others could. So what does it mean what happens when we get into like a child state? So when certain things happen to us, whether they're trauma, whether they're wounds, we can have a tendency to get stuck in those ages where something happened to us, where we either didn't get what we needed, or which is usually the most common situation, or a behavior, a new limiting belief showed up as a result of that experience. So then what happens is you go along into adulthood, and all of a sudden you are behaving like a child, or some part of some age that you were, where something happened to you, or you experienced something, or something developmentally around that age of how a child or a teenager or even your younger adult self may behave. So what ends up happening is you, in a sense, are kind of triggered. And there could be many reasons why you're triggered. And oftentimes, I say that's about boundaries. So people don't have very good boundaries with themselves and with other people. And then as a result, they give away their boundaries and people step on their boundaries. So they either experience inappropriate boundaries, people taking things from them, people wanting things from them, manipulating them, abusing them. There's many ways, right? And whatever the need is in the person to have their boundaries be crossed, whether or not they didn't know how to set boundaries, or you basically they just give up their boundaries because there's a belief that I need to be liked, or there are people-pleasing behaviors. So then, as a result, they get angry and then they behave in manners that they don't like in their own selves, right? So they become like maybe they're really extremely aggressive, or they're having a tantrum and they're literally flailing on the ground like a child would. So what I tell people is the first thing to check in with yourself is when you're behaving in a way that doesn't feel like your adult self, whatever age you are currently, then something is going on. So what I say to that is the first thing you would do is check in with yourself. And you can say to yourself, how old am I acting right now? That's the first thing, best thing. And just go instinctively with whatever first comes up. So it may be like, wow, I'm acting like I'm 5. So then you can sit and go like, what was going on when I was 5? Did something happen that I wasn't, that was troubling or disturbing to me? Maybe there will be a memory that comes up automatically. So just go with the memory. You don't need to delve into the memory. You don't need to be stuck in the memory, but just have an awareness that a memory is showing up for you, and there may be an understanding, what was happening for you at the time. Sorry, I have fruit flies in here, so I may be swapping my hands. So the idea is you can unpack that a little bit and kind of like connect with your child self to see like what does she need, what does she want, what is happening for her or him, so that you can kind of like connect with that child self so they don't continue to be showing up for you when you don't want them to show up, right? Of course, it's important to set boundaries and ensure that you're having healthy boundaries. You know what that is: speaking up for yourself, saying no to people. That's always important. But what I say in terms of like connecting with that child self, you can start to have a conversation, and you can do with any parts of you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a visualization where you guys can connect in with that child self and see what's going on. So I'm just going to invite you to close your eyes, just taking a couple deep breaths, getting comfortable wherever you're at. If you're lying down or in a chair, just feeling supported by the back of the chair or the bed or couch. If your feet are on the floor, just know that you're grounded, connected to the earth. Taking in a couple deep breaths, letting it fill deep down into your belly, and then just allowing your breath to go naturally to its own stance. Now we're going to take you to a physical place. And I want you to first have the intention that you're going to meet some part of your child self, a teenage self. And you can just choose right now who you want to connect with. Bring that up in your mind. What part of your younger self do you want to bring up forward? With the intention that you're going to meet them. And then I want you to imagine that you are somewhere, whether that's in a forest, on a mountain trail, in the jungle, next to the ocean, in a field. Follow your visualization. And if you're not a visual person, go with whatever your senses are. So if you are more hearing, you may hear things. If you more have a felt sense, you may feel into those things in your physical body. Or you may just have an internal knowing, a very claircognizant understanding of what this experience is going to be. So just allowing yourself to meander and walk wherever you're walking. Look around. What do you see? And what do you hear? Do you smell anything? What are the physical sensations in your body that you're experiencing right now as you're thinking about being in this place? What emotions are coming up as you think about their emotional feelings? Just have an awareness, and it's okay if you don't have a connection to those things. This may be new for you. And someplace up ahead, in the distance, you're going to see some form of a home. Just kind of observe that it's coming into your sight and you're walking towards it. And this home is a depiction of you, your soul body, all of your lives in this current lifetime. So just imagine that you are engaging and you're going to connect with some part of you, some older, younger self in this home. As the home gets closer and closer, just notice what kind of a home it is. What does it look like on the exterior? Is it shabby and run down? Does it look tired? Is it a castle? This is an indication of how you view yourself and maybe how you feel in this life or in this current time. There's no judgment here. You're just noticing, just curiosity. And then you're going to make your way up to the door. And then you're going to knock on the door. The door is answered. Notice which part of you answers the door, which younger self. Was it the younger self that you had an intention to come and see? Or was it an older self that you weren't expecting? Notice how they greet you, because this can be providing information. Notice how they're dressed, how their emotional quality is, their appearance. Again, just information. Making a mental note that maybe sometime you're going to return here to maybe have a conversation with them. You can tell them that you're here to see your whatever age self you want to see. And you may have to go find them. You may have to go through this home, this castle, and find that part of you that you're going to seek to have a conversation with. So meandering through, going from room to room until you find that younger self. Keep searching. When you come upon your younger self, again, notice where do you find them? And what is their appearance? And how do they present to you? If it's your 5-year-old self, are they cowering in a corner? Are they hidden in a closet? Hiding under a bed? Playing? Take in whatever it is that you see. Say hello to your younger self. Tell her that you're here just to have a conversation, to see how she's doing. Sit down with her. Find a place to sit down. Remember, you're speaking to yourself, if it's a younger self, a 5-year-old self, with care, compassion, empathy, support, wanting to hear what she has to say. So you can ask her how she's doing. And sit and have a conversation. You can say, why do you keep showing up for me when something happens? Why do I revert to being 5 years old? And listen instinctively. Trust whatever you get. It's your truth. Don't discount it. Just keep engaging in that conversation with her, asking whatever you want to ask. How is she? What happened to her? Just staying present with whatever is. As you near the end of the conversation, there's 2 important questions to ask. The first one is, what do you want from me? Listen intently. Take in what she's asking that she wants from you. When you've gotten the answer, now ask her, what does she need from you? The need will be much deeper. It will come to the core, often a core belief that maybe you're stuck with. So as an example, the want may be, I want you to play. I want you to have fun. Stop working so much. Whereas the need may be, I need you to love yourself more. And as you get these messages from your beautiful younger self, just taking them in as information, some new insight about maybe some part of you that you're not aware of, part of your shadow side that you refuse to look at, a fear, a deep longing, a limiting or negative belief of self. It's just information. And when it feels like it's complete, I want you to hug your younger self. If she needs something from you that's about care and compassion, maybe you tell her some words of encouragement, letting her know that she's going to be okay, that you're here now, that you can take over for her. She doesn't have to show up in your life, that you're going to be your adult self and take care of yourself and set those boundaries. Thank her for showing up. Then finding your way back out of the house. Maybe you notice some other versions of yourself throughout the house. Taking note of, again, maybe there's some other age that you want to go and visit and connect with. Going out the front door, closing the door, and walking down the steps, back out the path to where you first began. Just allowing yourself to slowly come back to the room, to the sound of my voice, feeling your body on the chair, or the couch, or the bed, wiggling your toes and your fingers, stretching if need be, and gently opening your eyes when you feel ready to do so. So hopefully this was something that you can return to and connect with in a different way. Hopefully you got some messages from your younger self. If you did not, it takes time. Sometimes people have to take that time to really sit in these very mindful ways, to visualize. But again, just trust whatever came up. You're connecting with your inner knowing, your higher self, that's showing to you that something is askew. So then again, when you come back to your adult self, number one is if your child told you, I want you to go and jump in puddles in the rain, then you got to do it. It may seem silly. If your younger self said, I need you to get a stuffed bear and hug it and really self-soothe yourself, you need to do it, and you do it in a way that also incorporates your child self being there of that age. Imagine she's there with you and you are that age. So really get into that childlike quality of what she really needed, what you really needed, your younger self completely needed at that time that she didn't get. There was something that she didn't get. She didn't get care, she didn't get comfort. Things happen, right? Our parents can't be there for us all the time, and unfortunately, we have experiences where we have trauma, we have neglect, abuse. So there can be some pretty deep stuff that may also come up. Maybe that what comes up is I need you to be safe, and you're putting yourself in dangerous situations where she doesn't feel safe, so she's having temper tantrums because she is like, we're not safe. Why are you doing this to us? I already experienced that as a child. Why do you keep doing this? So again, it's an opportunity to connect in with that part of you. Again, maybe your shadow side of the things you don't want to look at, that you're avoiding. And again, please, no judgment. This is not about being harsh with yourself. This is about finding compassion and kindness for all parts of you. Your younger self is showing up for a reason. So when you have a temper tantrum as an adult, and you think, don't judge yourself on top of that. Again, your younger self is showing up because of whatever reason, whatever the fear or the need is, or the longing is. Okay? So please return to this exercise. I hope that's something that you found useful and helpful. And wish you well. If this is something that you feel was helpful for you, and you think somebody else could actually benefit for this, I would appreciate it if you could please share it. Hit the like button below. The more likes I get, then maybe more people will get an opportunity to see some of the things that I do if it feels like it resonates for them. And hit the subscribe button so that you can see more of the stuff that I put out there. Wishing you a beautiful day. It's April 1st today. No April Fools here. Enjoy. I hope spring is bringing you all the blessings that you want in your life. Thank you, and take care.